What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Mac on Sports podcast. And oh, do we have a good one. So when you look at coming into your scheduled year, you have the Super Bowl and you got, World Series, Stanley Cup, NBA Finals. But you know what just puts that little cherry on top for me personally? Give me March Madness and Conference Tournament Week any day of the week. And that's what we had, okay? We're going to get into that in a little bit, but oh boy, let me just tell you, this week into next week is going to be an absolute ride. It's going to be great. I'm so excited. Look, if you're a big college basketball fan or sports news, sit back because I will be watching games this week from 12 in the afternoon to 12 at night. That's how dedicated we are, and I'm here to give you guys the best information I physically can, and that's my duty. Let's do this. But hey, we got to jump in. When you have a legend and retire in any sport, you're going to have to talk about him. And we got to talk about Drew Brees, do we not? Drew Brees, a legend in the New Orleans Saints system. I believe he played like 20 years in the league, 15 with the Saints. Drew Brees had some great awards. He was a Super Bowl champ and an MVP. Amazing. He's the all-time leading passer for a quarterback in yards. Great. Most career completions, second most passing touchdowns of all time. He was a 13-time Pro Bowler, 5-time All-Pro, 2-time Offensive Player of the Year. And you know what? We can go on forever talking about Drew, can't we? We can go on forever. But no, he is that good of a quarterback where, you got to give him a shout-out. You have to talk about him. Look, I know someone personally that thinks Drew Brees is the best quarterback in the history of football, better than Tom Brady. With those stats, you can make the argument. I mean, Drew will never be forgotten. I do like how he retired on March 14th because he was signed there in 2006, March 14th, 2006. So it's kind of a sentimental day for Drew and his family. But, he grew up. He did some amazing things to the city of New Orleans. You had that huge hurricane came in, and Drew was a guy that believed and helped rebuild it and was hope for the people, He's a good man, one of the true professionals in the game of football. I grew up with him, personally. It was always fun watching Drew. Guy, his checkdowns, how smart he was with the football. He's one of the best quarterbacks I've ever watched growing up. I'll always remember that. I'll be telling my kids about Drew one day. He was that good of a quarterback. And, it was sad to see the way it ended. He couldn't really throw the ball well. His shoulder was giving out on him. There's a lot of incompletions. He couldn't do something besides a 5-yard check down, in my opinion. So, it was time for him to go. But, he's a guy that we'll remember forever here in the football community. He was great. But definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer. Great career. Great everything he did for New Orleans. Congratulations to Drew on a phenomenal career. But what we need to talk about is Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill, 4 years, $140 million. Here's the thing. I understand that there's a void where you can cut off the contract after year one and whatever. So here's the thing. He's getting 1 year, right, or 4 years. But for the first year, he's only going to get $12 million. He's going to get $12 million. So you're telling me, in my terms, let me put it this way. Taysom Hill is an average quarterback. Taysom Hill is not going to win you a Super Bowl, nor is he going to take you on a playoff run. You can disagree with me all you want. Do whatever you want. I don't care. He's not an elite quarterback. He's not even an above average guy. He's an average guy, okay? So you're going to give him $12 million to be your quarterback this year, okay? When Alvin Kamara gets paid $15 million a year, a $3 million difference there, okay? For a guy he's not your franchise quarterback. Let's be real. You're going to have to move on. Now, you're going to cut him after this year more than likely. Or not cut him, but you're going to, cut the contract in half and you're going to get everything worked out, okay? So you're going to, instead of doing that, instead of giving him, let's just say if the contract goes on. So he gets his, $12 million this year. Well, next year he's getting $33 million. And then the next year he's getting 33. And the year after that he's getting $33 million. Let's just say this contract just somehow goes the full distance. You're telling me Taysom Hill is a guy who's going to get you $140 million in 4 years? Dak Prescott's getting $160 million. These guys aren't in the same realm of things. No chance. No chance. Okay, let's go this way as well. It's somehow, look, I understand the Saints had to do this for salary. It keeps them under the salary, whatever. The management was smart about this. It was. But here's the thing. You could have gone out and got yourself, re-signed Jameis Winston. You're not going to go have Jameis Winston and give him a big contract. And because, let's do that, okay? Let's say they sign Jameis for less money than Taysom. For 1 year, or anybody on the market for 1 year. So now you have your backup quarterback getting paid more than your starter. I get that he can do so many things as a special teamer, a tight end, running back, wide receiver, wherever you want to put him. I know he's valuable, but is he $12 million valuable? I don't know about that. But here's the thing. He does his 1 year. You cut him. You cut the contract in half. You rework it and all that. So you're going to be, if you're a player in the NFL, this is just weird. Weird to be giving Taysom Hill this much money. Even $12 million, I think. But hey, That's just my opinion. I don't understand what the Saints are doing on it, but I know it keeps them under the cap, but I just think there's other quarterbacks you can go out and get, Jameis Winston or somebody else. But it's a long offseason. It's just interesting to see the Saints do that, in my opinion. But another interesting thing, can we just talk about the San Francisco 49ers and Kyle Juszczyk? How about representing the fullback community? This fullback is getting paid. Congrats to Kyle Juszczyk, right? I mean, look, he's getting a 5-year deal with the 49ers that is going to make him the highest fullback in the NFL's history. Okay? Not bad for a fullback, right? So he's getting Kyle Juszczyk, 5 years, $27 million to keep him with the 49ers. This is big for San Francisco, especially if you hold on to Trent Williams, also Jason Verrett too. Then you're looking good for your run game. I truly do not think the amount of people understand, personally, how big Kyle Juszczyk is to the San Francisco 49ers. To show, he makes so many plays as a fullback that other people can't. He's a great blocker. He's amazing. This is huge for the Niners in this offseason as they've gotten their guy back. I mean, yes, you might say, wow, 5 years, $27 million. That's way too much money. 5.2 for a fullback. He is worth every penny and the best fullback in the league without a doubt. Huge, huge, huge. Patrick Ricard out in Baltimore, give him some love too. He's a stud. He's a stud. But that's a little football talk here. We got to remember, guys, this is March. But when news like that happens, when a legend retires, you got to talk about it. When Taysom Hill gets a mega contract that, makes you question things, got to talk about it. When the highest fullback in the history of football, or best, highest paid, you got to talk about it, right? But you know what you definitely have to talk about in March? What is March called? March Madness. We got to talk college basketball. So here, I just want to put this out on the air. As this show is going out on Monday, look, if I talk about the tournament, we know Selection Sunday happened, right? Am I going to get into tournament depth? No. Special episode Thursday to get you ready for March, okay? Special episode there. What I'm here to talk about now, I'm going to talk conference tournaments, okay? And all that. If I do, tange around a little bit, get a little bit on a tangent about the tournament, who I think is going to make a run or not, then hey, who cares? Whatever. We're just going to let this go with the flow, but I just wanted to put it out there. If you were coming to listen to the Selection Sunday, what my thoughts are, my bracket and all that, we will be releasing that Thursday morning, okay? Thursday morning's episode, we're talking who's going to make a run in the, tournament, who are my sleeper teams, who are my upsets, and all that, and I'm going to tell you my exact bracket, okay? But now, let's talk about conference tournaments. What happened over the weekend? Let's just say this. I said Baylor was going to win the Big 12, did I not? Well, they lost. They lost. They lost to Oklahoma State. Am I worried about Baylor going into this tournament? No. No. Baylor's a Final Four guy, or contender. Baylor's in the Final Four in my eyes. Look, they lost to Oklahoma State. If you're going to talk about a team who is getting hot at the right time, Oklahoma State. Buy stock in Oklahoma State. Buy stock in Oklahoma State. Cade Cunningham is the best player, in college basketball. Yes, I think Io Desumbe, he's definitely up there. Luka Garza, yes. Potential-wise down the road, it's Cade Cunningham. He's projected the #1 draft pick for a reason, right? Because he's going to make things happen. So buy stock in Oklahoma State. They beat Baylor, and they lose to Texas. Texas, another great team. They win the Big 12. I could see that happening. Shaka Smart, wow, what he's done great. At VCU a couple years ago, he was amazing. He was amazing. They were always a mid-major team you had to watch, and you wanted to put them on your bracket. Did you not? No, you did. Here's the thing. I don't know what they're going to do down in the tournament. I don't trust Shaka Smart's teams usually, so I'll do research on that. But, yeah, it was a great weekend. The Big 12 tournament, having Kansas. All right, here's the big storylines over the weekend, right? Conference tournament. COVID. You shouldn't be nervous. I mean, it's definitely an eye-awakening thing, or eye-opening thing, that Duke, it's got to be heartbreaking, right? You beat Louisville. Louisville knocked Duke, Duke knocked Louisville out of the tournament. Hey, thank you. Appreciate that. And then when you have the momentum, I think they were going to beat Florida State. I think they had a real shot at beating Florida State. I do. And then they get COVID because of a walk-on. There's got to be better ways to have this handled. Unfortunate if you're a Duke fan, but here's the thing, right? With Louisville situation, I love this, keeping Louisville out of the tournament. Oh, I really, really do. I really do. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. But the COVID situation, we'll get back to it in a sec. Got to go on a quick tangent here. Louisville. Oh, having Oregon State, a team that's not going to make the tournament, win against Colorado on Saturday night, having Georgetown have a miracle run of a lifetime, keep Louisville out of the tournament, is beautiful, is beautiful. And it's a real shame the Cards couldn't make the tournament. What a shame. Can we just give a shout out to Mitch Barnhart, the athletic director at Kentucky, the head guy on the committee this year, in his last year, before moving from college basketball committee to the football committee, to really put a dagger, to keep Louisville out of the tourney. Oh, real shame. Real shame. And I know Louisville fans are pissed, but you know what? That's the lovely joy of the rivalry. Lovely joy of the rivalry. Mitch Barnhart, stand up. Let's go. We love it, Mitch. Oh, if I'm a Louisville fan, I'm pissed. 13-7. I thought they were good enough to go to the tournament. Let's be completely real with you. I did think they were good enough to go to the tournament, and they're the number 69 out of 68 teams in the tourney. Now, hey, it's not the end of the day, Louisville. It's not. Let's look at this. A team gets COVID, correct? And they can't play, you're taking their spot. And why I bring this up, we talked about, COVID. That was a big thing over the conference weekend, right? Yes, Virginia, they get knocked out of the ACC tournament, okay? Have to go home because they had COVID. Their whole entire team is in quarantine right now. As of Sunday night, 10:16 at night, Virginia, COVID, quarantine. They plan on leaving Friday. I believe they play Saturday. So definitely when we talk about my selection on who I think the big upset is, I'll tell you guys right now, it's Ohio. It is Ohio. They have a guard named Preston. If you guys don't know about Davidson when Steph Curry was on and that run that he took Davidson on, I'm locking it in. I think Preston is just as capable of doing it. The most underrated, unknown of guard in the whole entire country. He has an unbelievable story behind him. Virginia, if they're able to play this game, think about this. Virginia's been in quarantine all week. That means you can't practice, you can't do anything, right? Then you go travel Friday, one day before the game. Hopefully they're healthy enough to play, and you got to play Ohio, who gets to break down film on you, practice, run scout team against you. I like Ohio in this, and I think Ohio makes a run. But COVID. It hurt Duke. Back to Duke for a second. You know, poor Duke gets COVID. They can't play. That sucks. Ends their year. Duke's out of the tournament. Virginia gets COVID. Not great there, right? You look in Kansas, they're expecting to play, but they had COVID. So that was a big thing about conference tournament weekend, but it's also about stealing the bids, right? Let's look at the Big East. What did I say a couple episodes ago? Villanova scares me. Not having the guard, Gillespie, you know, the captain of the team, your best guard in the country, not having him, that hurts. Justin Moore sprained his ankle. That hurts. Villanova's a team I have big question marks going into March, right? Look, in the Big East, they were the number 1 seed. They lose a heartbreaker to Georgetown. Well, who might be the hottest team in the country right now? Illinois, of course, but Georgetown. Patrick Ewing's got the boys buzzing. Coming into this Big East tournament, guys, I just want you to know that they were 10-12. 10-12. Then they beat Villanova, pull off an unbelievable upset. 11-12. And then they pull off another upset. 12-12. And then they beat Creighton. I am not high on Creighton right now, guys. They're slipping away. But they beat Creighton. And no, they didn't beat them. They blew their ass off. They blew them out of the water. They ran them off the floor. Georgetown came out with a chip on their shoulder. And here's Georgetown all of a sudden, a team that had no shot at making the tournament. No chance in hell were they making the tournament. All of a sudden, they're a 12 seed. They get Colorado, by the way. If you're trying to get a bracket buster, maybe Georgetown. But you got to love the bid stealers were out, and they took it from Louisville. You love it. Then you go Pac-12. Oregon, without a doubt, was the best team playing the best basketball. Well, they got upset by Oregon State. Well, you got USC, right? Well, they lost too. Okay, well, surely Colorado will keep them out of the tournament. Nope. Gary Payton, his son, balling out there at Oregon State. Oregon State, no shot at making the tourney. Here they are. See you later, Louisville. Wow. As a Kentucky fan, it's just beautiful to see. What you needed 2 bid stealers, right? You needed 2 teams to knock out Louisville, and that's exactly what you got. And all you Louisville fans that chirp me, Kentucky sucks, screw you, Mac, you know nothing about sports, I hate you so much, yada, yada, yada. On our worst year in program history, you still couldn't make the tourney? Come on, where's the standards? 6 games over 500? Still couldn't make the tourney? God, It's a real shame for Coach Chris Mack there down at Louisville. Oh, you feel so bad for them. So bad. No, you don't. Rick Pitino, who you fired because of his little prostitutes. You know what he does at Iona? He's in the tourney. He takes Iona, the 9 seed in their conference tourney, and they're in the tourney. Ah, real shame, Louisville. Real shame. You hate to see it. You do. Love that. But yeah, the conference tournament weekend was beautiful. You look at the Big Ten, like I said, the Final Four of that, which we ended up getting Michigan, Iowa, Ohio State, Illinois, right? Well, your first matchup, you got Ohio State, Michigan, the big rivalry. That right there, just that, all of it, Final Four. Final Four. Those teams are Final Four caliber. Final Four. What a conference tournament we had there, right? Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Michigan lost. I thought Illinois was going to win the Big Ten, and guess what? They did. They did. Isaiah Livers being injured, maybe that had to do with it, but guys, Ohio State's legit. Ohio State, I trust going into this tourney. I really do. The only thing I'm a little concerned with, their tendency to not be clutch down late in the stretch. They give away games a little too easily when they have leads. Reminds me of a certain team. Kentucky. Yes, but they're a lot better than Kentucky down late in the stretch. So that was beautiful. And Illinois, I said they were going to win the Big 12. Or Big Ten, excuse me, and they did. And they did. Let's go back. What did I say a couple weeks ago about my hot takes? Let's bring that up, right? I think Illinois, I said they're going to go to the championship. I didn't say they're going to win it. Well, you know what? I said they're going to go to the championship. Lock it in. Illinois is going to win the national championship. Let's just put that out March 14th. I got on them before they were hot. So you can't say, oh, Mac, you're jumping the bandwagon, hyping up Illinois. They're not even, no, you're just joining. No, I am not. I was on it. You can go back. First of all, they were not even in the top 5, top 6 when I mentioned that statement, and I am all in on the Illinois Fighting Illini. And you want to really know, I sound like an idiot. One of my early podcasts previewing the college basketball season, this is before we knew Kentucky was going to be bad. This is before we knew Duke was going to be bad. I said no chance in hell is Iowa, Houston, Illinois better than Kentucky and Duke? Are you crazy? Are you crazy? I am. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. And when I'm wrong, hey, look, I give credit what credit's due plenty of times. And I was. So that's on me. But you know what? You're not going to find a bigger Illinois guy right now than me. I am riding with this Illinois team down the stretch. And when I get into the tournament talk, I'll explain why. But I really like this Illinois team. I really do. They handled their business this past weekend without a doubt. So I am excited for that Big Ten tournament. It was really, really good. But there was a tweet that I saw, I'm trying to pull it up here, over the week from Aaron Torres, okay, Fox Sports college writer. He mentioned he would love to come on the show one time, and, you know, if we can ever get that, I would pull that out. That'd be amazing, because great guy. Go listen to his Aaron Torres Sports podcast. It is really, really, really awesome, to say the absolute least. But as I pull up this tweet, okay, he made some really good points, though. Just how weird of a year of college basketball this is, okay? It's such a weird year, right? Georgia Tech, a team that, first of all, nobody wants to play. Jose Alvarado, love him. Guys, absolutely pure. If you haven't seen the interview from Josh Pastner, the Georgia Tech head coach, and Jose Alvarado after they won the championship, please go look it up. I absolutely love it. It's so heartwarming. It's beautiful. Josh Pastner might be the nicest coach on planet Earth. He's like, I don't know. He was so awesome. I'm hoping nothing but the best for Georgia Tech. Kind of tough that you got to play a good defensive team in Loyola, Chicago. And then if you win, you got to play Illinois, who's the hottest team in the country. Here's the thing I will say about the committee. This year, I think some of the seeding was absolutely god-awful. I think it was pathetic on how some teams were seeded. But hey, you can only play what's in front of you. No big deal, whatever. But I do think Georgia Tech's way higher than a 9 seed. I think they're way better than that. But hey, they won the ACC, and they play with the chip on their shoulder. They're pesty. I like Georgia Tech. I think they're hot right now going into March. Maybe buy stock for that one game. 8-9, flip of a coin. You probably have a better chance than me telling you who to pick, because 8-9, you never know, right? But back to it. Georgia Tech wins its first ACC tournament since 1993. Okay? Texas won its first Big 12 tournament ever. Look, we talked about Kansas running the league for years and years and years. Kansas is absolutely better than everybody else. Nobody's ever going to win it. We thought Baylor was going to do it this year, and Baylor couldn't even get the tournament done. So, yeah, it's just weird. But Texas got their first one ever. Shaka Smart has the boys buzzing at Texas. Georgetown won the Big East tournament as an 8 seed. As an 8 seed. Nobody saw. If I'm telling you, hey, Mac, out of any major conference as an 8 seed, who do you think's going to win it? Who do you think's going to win it and come out as an 8 seed? Well, I would have told you Kentucky, because the SEC was very winnable for anybody to win it. I wouldn't have told you it's Georgetown. But hey, there you go. Oregon State won their first Pac-12 tournament ever, or championship ever. What a weird year. And what a sport. This is why college basketball is the absolute greatest. You're not going to go see Appalachian State beat Alabama. Okay. You're not in college football, are you? But in basketball? Yeah, you could. Yeah, you could. And that's what makes it the greatest sports. March Madness, you don't know. You don't know. And you know why? Look, we said nobody was ever, a 16 seed would never beat a 1. Another reason why college basketball is the greatest ever. UMBC knocked off Virginia, a 16 over a 1. Nobody. Look, right now it's a 0.007% winning percentage of a 16 over a 1 anyway. So, look, it's the greatest thing. You never know what's going to happen, right? You're going to get these upsets, and you're going to get these Cinderella teams that you're going to get behind and that you love. That is why, in my opinion, it's the greatest sport in the world. I'm a college basketball diehard. We sleep in May. We sleep in May. You might say, Mac, how was your sleep schedule this past week? It was awful. I was going to bed at 2 and 3 in the morning because we got college basketball games until the late parts of the night. And if you know me, you know Bill Walton's my guy. I got to listen to him. My favorite commentator there is, along with the great Gus Johnson. Bill does all the Pac-12 games. We sleep in May. Shout out John Rothstein. Shout out Barstool. There's some sweatshirts there if you guys want some. We sleep in May. It's a beautiful time of the year. I mean, if you got to be dedicated. And if not, hey, just join it for about 1 to 2 weeks. You're going to have some happiness. It's a special time of the year. But we sleep in May. Simple as that. I love it. And that's what makes college basketball great. Great. Yeah. But like I said, we never said a 16 was going to beat a 1. And what happened? A 16 beat a 1. So is anybody ever going to get a perfect bracket? No. No. I mean, the longest someone's ever gotten a perfect bracket was he got all the way to like the Sweet 16, which is unbelievable how to do, by the way. Let me shout out you. But, yeah, it's just never going to happen. If nobody can project the 38 bowl games that get played each year in college football and get a perfect bracket there of bowl game selections, you're not doing it in March Madness. But hey, never say never. It's a weird year. 2020 was god-awful, and here's 2021. We got upsets galore, right? Duke, Kentucky, first time they haven't been in the tournament since like 1976. 1976. Illinois and Gonzaga, kind of good replacements talent-wise this year, so excited for that. But it's just a beautiful, beautiful year, and this is what I love. I absolutely love March so incredibly much. And I wouldn't give it up for the world. It's special. It's special. Now, look, to end the show, well, a couple things here. First of all, we've made it. We're getting to March Madness. We've made it. I want you to think about March 11th, a couple days ago, was the 1-year anniversary when kind of everything shut down. If you haven't watched Last Chance U, the basketball one on Netflix, I've said it before, go watch it. I finally finished it, and it's really awesome. But it really puts some things in reality, right? To think a year ago, because I was watching it, this morning or yesterday, and when their conference tournament gets shut down, right? It's heartbreaking, but we all went through the same thing, and it's crazy to think a year ago coronavirus came into the U.S. and really just kind of stopped everything, took away March Madness, the sport we love, the greatest 1 to 2 week span ever. You give me 4 days out of any day, like sporting days. Super Bowl's up there. But you give me that Thursday and Friday of conference tournament week for sports and give me the first and second day, the round of 64 games of March Madness, I'm set. Those are my favorite sport days in the whole world, right? And to get that snatched away from us was painful. It was hard to go through. You might say, Mac, you're being very overdramatic. It wasn't. It wasn't. Think about what we didn't see. We didn't get to see Obi Toppin take Dayton all the way on a magical run. We didn't get to see Cinderella teams. We didn't get to see guys improve their stock for the NBA draft. But to have it back this year, we've made it. Last Chance U really put it into perspective to know that was only a year ago. It feels like it was forever ago, right? What a year it's been. What a year it's been. And you know what? Hey, it's crazy, but we get March Madness. We're finally here. It's absolutely amazing. I wouldn't trade it for the absolute world. Absolute world. I'm so happy we made it this far. But, yeah, I have to get this off my chest. And I've been holding it in, but the season's officially over for Kentucky. And I'm just going to give one last rant. I'm going to let it fly. Do I think the Kentucky dynasty's over is a question I was asked. I don't. I don't. Do I think things need to be changed? Yes. I love John Calipari. I think he is arguably the best coach in college basketball. First ballot Hall of Famer, for sure. What he's done with the program is amazing. I've been very critical of him this year. Yes, understandable. Look, you can have one knucklehead on your team, but you can't have two. You know what Kentucky did? They had two. No disrespect to Terrence Clark or Cameron Fletcher. But supposedly behind the scenes, they weren't so great for the program. Did Terrence Clark really have that bad of an ankle injury that kept him out for December? I don't know. It just wasn't a good year from the start. It didn't seem like these guys gelled, right? I'm not going to blame the kids on that. They're my age. They're my age. This has to go to Calipari, okay? This has to go to Calipari. Where's the spark that was lit under your ass when Rick Pitino was there? You didn't like Rick. You didn't like Rick. You had that spark to prove I'm better than everybody else. And you know what? You brought in that Karl Anthony Towns 38-0 team. You brought in that special De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk team that should have won the national championship that year, but lost to a great North Carolina team who won the championship. You had that spark under your ass where you showed you were the best. Ever since Dwayne Peavy, Kentucky's athletic, one of the ADs, the assistant AD, left to go to DePaul, where he lost his spark. When Rick left to go to Iona or Greece, he lost his spark. He's lost his spark. He's stubborn. He thinks the old way basketball needs to be played. It's kind of just transformed into a shooter's league. You got to be able to shoot the ball. They didn't have it this year. From day one, yes, they played great against Moorhead. Wow, this team's going to be special, right? And then it was just a drop-off from there. He's lost touch with the fans, which I take personal. He's lost touch with the fans. He doesn't have that spark. He tries to mansplain it to Kentucky fans. Oh, I know what I'm doing, yada, yada, yada. Your first thing, when they lost to Mississippi State, after a great look, Dante Allen had over 20 in the second half, balled his ass off, was the only reason Kentucky was even in that game. Your first thing that you come into the media and say, oh, we lost a tough one. No, it was, oh, Dante Allen missed a screen. Oh, well. Throw the kid under the bus. Throw the kid under the bus. Don't throw you under the bus. I love Cal. I love Kentucky and everything, but this year you just can't have it. You can't have a 9-win season. Where are you, BJ Boston? Please, where are you? You had 0 points? You had 0 points in the SEC tournament. What are you doing? You were a projected top 5 pick. And look, I understand. It's harder for some people to adapt. BJ Boston's body is not there. Not there, right? So come back for a second year. What I will never get about Kentucky, in people's mind, you engrave it into your head. If you are not a one and done, oh, I'm a failure. I'm a failure. I wasn't one and done. I'm not going to the NBA. Oh, I'm projected to go undrafted. I'm going to go. Why? Why E.J. Montgomery? Why Khalil Whitney? Just because you weren't good enough? Yeah, E.J. came back for a second year. Where is he now? Not in the G League. Not in the G League. Could have been a junior this year. But people don't feel accepted back to Kentucky. They don't have that culture where Villanova has, where Gonzaga has. They want the upperclassmen. Kentucky, we got to get one and done. If I'm not a one and done, I am a failure, which is not true. Look at Emmanuel quickly. Look at P.J. Washington. And what I think we've done here at Kentucky is, first of all, look, Cal's lost connection with the fans. I think the fans are very toxic as well to the players on social media. You could say, Mac, you're doing the same thing, calling them out. Okay, I'll take blame for it, but I'm not tweeting at them. I'm just saying it as it is, right? I think, Calipari was so close with the fans, loved them, really, really knew that Kentucky was the gold standard of college basketball. He was hated. When we come into your city, we're going to beat you. That used to be his quote. But it's like he lost an edge. You cannot have a guy like BJ Boston, that's your go-to guy, and then just have that type of production. You cannot have a transfer strike out like Olivier Sarr. Your star player was a guy who transferred from Creighton, who I love Davion so much. I love him, but that can't be your best guy at Kentucky. There's so many things where it's slowly and slower and slower over the time. Kentucky fans have been fine with it because they've been winning, right? But ever since 2015, there hasn't been a Final Four appearance, has there? They haven't made the Final Four one time. They've lost kind of like the players with the fans. They kind of don't connect as well sometimes, It's just frustrating. This year was pathetic. This year was pathetic. He's loyal. He's not going to fire coaches that need to be fired, like Tony Barbary. Look at Orlando Antiqua. What is he doing? He built Illinois to be a powerhouse. He's the head assistant there. But he left Kentucky a while ago, and he's a recruiting machine. And look at Illinois now, right? And you bring Tony Barbary in to replace him. What has Tony Barbary brought? Nothing. Nothing. Things have to be changed. Look at this recruiting class next year. You're getting a lot of guys that, return. Cameron Fletcher transferred. Devin Askew's returning, great. But you don't have that go-to guy in your recruiting class. Something has to be fixed. When Kentucky fans are more genuinely excited for football season than basketball, that's where a problem starts. Shout out Mark Stoops and Vince Marrow and the whole coaching staff there for the football team, because, oh boy, are we excited. It's going to be one hell of a year. The boys are buzzing. I think it's a Benny Snell type of year. Love it. I'm excited. Shout out to Mark Stoops, by the way. I want to give you a quick shout out. It used to be, it's football season. Let's get this over with into basketball. Now I can't wait for football. Am I dreaming? Can someone pitch me? But that's where it's kind of been at Kentucky football now. It's genuinely excited. And when this year's basketball team, you have no interest, you get completely disinterested from that team, but you'll still watch because that's what true fans do like me. One bad year, I get it. I'll give you that, benefit of the doubt. But you won 9 games at Kentucky. 9 games. That's got to be fixed. I'm excited to see what next year brings. I think it's a better year. I think they have the pieces to be good. This is an unbelievable huge offseason for Kentucky. See where their program goes in this direction. But I just need to get some things off my chest. It was a tough year. Yeah, it's whatever. But hey, March is around the corner. We talked some good conference tournaments. Thursday show, we're slamming in my bracket, who I think I do have a Cinderella team to get to the Sweet 16. I really, really do. We'll get into that. And, I'll break down my bracket. Mac on Sports. If you have the ESPN Tournament Challenge app, go join it. It's public. I want all of you guys in it. I want to do a bracket with you guys, have you guys build your own and just see who can be first. I thought it would be fun. Engage with the fans a little bit. Do it. So it's Mac on Sports on the ESPN app. Go join. If you make a bracket, join. It's going to say join group and then type in Mac on Sports. Join it. You should have no problems getting in. And if you do, DM me on Instagram, Mac_on_sports, and I'll help you through the process, because you guys got me to a point where, you guys listen to me day in and day out. I appreciate it so incredibly much. We're on pace to hit another career high. We're going. We're going to the moon. This is a huge family. And I want you guys to follow me because I want to interact with you. I want to get to know you guys as well because I appreciate all the support that you guys give me. And you know what? I have a bracelet. It says, embrace the haters. And there's always going to be haters. Talking to you, Louisville fans. Talking to you, Eagle fans. I love you guys just as much. So, hey, it was a great show today. I'm so genuinely excited. If you can't tell, I'm amped up. And oh boy, let me tell you, we're getting school done earlier in this week for me, personally. Because Friday afternoon, we're grinding from 12 to 12, Saturday 12 to 12, Sunday 12 to 12, Monday 12 to 12. Some of you might say, Mac, come on, get a life. College basketball, March Madness is my life. I love this, baby. Gotta love the passion. It's good. Social media's in the descriptions. Go join the Mac on Sports. Mac on Sports. Yeah. Little tournament challenge, and I'm excited to see what your brackets look like. Thursday's going to be a good show. Thanks for listening. And guys, have a day. I love you guys. Peace out.